Oh yeah. Uh,
Yeah, we straight chillin', serial killing, pre-cold villains on the mic, got you reeling. Five-star rated from the floor to the ceiling. If you catch a one-star, no time for feelings. Got a demon DJ on the ones and twos by the name Beelzebub, so don't get confused. So grab a seat by the fire, roast them all over two, and prepare to hear the legend of the straight chillin' crew.
What up, nerds? And welcome to another 3D Slug Dream Demon episode of Straight Chilling, the weekly horror movie review show where you chill and we kill, slice, dice, and chop up yet another horror movie. My name is Bob. I'll be your host for the evening. This is episode 567, recorded on Sunday, February 15th, 2026. Tonight, we're talking about the winner of the February poll. The movie is Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. Before we get into it, let me introduce everyone else on the show tonight. First up, calling in from Washington, D.C., we got your boy, Rand Diesel. What's up, man?
This, bitch.
what's up, baby? Ready to get bitchy with the bitchness and the bitch goodness and the bitch. Yeah, bitch.
I don't think he said bitch enough in this movie, if I'm being
I,
honest.
well,
Spoilers.
there's always room for improvement, I suppose.
Speaking of bitches, last but not least, calling in from Seoul, South Korea, we got Shaboy, Soju the Man.
Oh, what up? It's your boy Diddy Soju. The father. The father.
The
Father.
father.
Ding dang dong, so do the man.
Dang. Damn. To cut me a new intro.
From the top,
Dang
from the top.
The
The
father.
father.
Dude, Alice Cooper plays a Diddy in this movie too. We just got all the dudes. Happy Father's Day, apparently. This is a Father's Day
Happy
movie. So
Father's
Just 4
Day. Yeah.
months in advance,
just yeah, rolling it out early for
Every
you.
day is
Yeah, there's almost as
Father's
many
Day.
there's almost as many drops of the word daddy in this as there are bitch, which is surprising to
Randy.
hear.
Ooh.
Whoa.
I mean, it's that kind of movie, people.
Happy Daddy's Day to us all.
Yes.
Right? Right? Right?
It's the 69th
Ah.
day of the 69th month.
Sure. Now we're playing with power.
Oh,
We
God.
sure are.
But yeah, we're talking Freddy's Dead, the Final Nightmare. Before we get into the review, let's tackle a little bit of housekeeping real quick. Here is another reminder. Our March poll is currently posted over on our Patreon website. If you guys support us at the $5 level or above, you get the chance to vote on a movie we're talking about this March. The theme for March is A24 movies. We're classing up the joint with three highbrow horror flicks. Those movies are Enemy, The Killing of a Sacred Deer, and Under the Skin.
Whoa,
Um,
Bob. How those numbers looking? Have they changed since Nicole weighed in her influence?
You know, Nicole came on the show last week and threw her seemingly ample weight around because things have changed.
God,
Things have changed.
whoa. Things
threw
Her
are
that
getting
influential weight,
elevated.
ample weight
not
around.
What you saying?
Damn,
her
between
words
you,
are extremely
Oh,
heavy. She was
between
throwing them around.
Rob's comments and Randy calling her Madame Me, I don't know if Nicole's going to be coming back anytime soon.
Terms of
That's
endearment, she gets
that would
it.
be a
Uh-huh.
reasonable break would be in order, I think, for
Uh-huh.
for Nicole.
I'm the only one who respects women around here, apparently.
Oh, famously, we know that.
Yeah. All that sex cult talk, that's just talk, of course.
Let's start a sex cult. Yeah, Nicole's words have weight because things have shifted. So Enemy is still in last place with 12% of the vote. Second place, now, The Killing of a Sacred Deer with 42% of the vote. Under the Skin, which was the movie that Nicole recommended, now in first place with 47% of the vote.
I think Nicole just went and
Right on.
voted. As it seems like it was just like a one
Yeah, they
vote
were very
swing
close.
there.
Yeah, so what? Maybe two
I
extra
was like,
votes
oh
or
shit, I haven't
something.
voted yet.
That's how you throw your weight around,
Her
boy.
That's how you throw your
enormous
ample,
weight.
huge weight around.
Mm,
Says Bob.
It's
goodness
all
Bob,
love.
gracious.
those are
It's
Bob's
nothing but
words.
love. It's nothing but love. She knows.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Get those votes in before the end of February. We'll see what movie we're talking about this March. In other Patreon news, we are dropping mini casts every other Friday over on Patreon. Minicast number 181 just dropped last week. Your boy me was talking about Sam Raimi's latest movie, Send Help. That's available for you right now. Next up, dropping Friday, February 27th, we got that new Anaconda
Whoa,
remake,
legacy
reboot,
sequel.
legacy. Yeah, whatever you want to call it. Your boy Soju's talking about that.
Frank.
Anaconda Deuce, whatever.
Whoa,
Yeah.
Anaconda. Actually, no, I read it was like the sixth in the
Oh,
franchise,
there's a lot of
technically.
Anaconda movies, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they have made a
None that
few.
anybody has seen or heard of.
Straight to
crazy.
There's a lot of
DVD. Yeah.
tax write-offs in that franchise, I think.
Uh-huh. So, I'm covering the sixth in the series. Whoa.
This is annoying me.
Back-to-back weeks.
The best the best one is next,
Always the sixth one. I don't
probably.
know. Looking at Friday the 13th, it can be done.
Part six,
Friday.
yeah, part
I
six
don't
right
know
up
what
there.
Street, you
what's
know?
Halloween 6.
Curse of Michael Myers,
That's
another Paul
yeah.
Rudd movie.
Oh, yeah,
Paul
another
Rudd hit his
Introducing.
Paul
box
Rudd.
office bank for part sixes.
Yes.
Introducing Paulie Rudd. Yeah.
Hey, my boy Paulie Rudd over here. He's
Hey,
gonna
yo,
go,
I'm acting over
gonna
here.
go fight that Michael Myers. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know
Yeah.
what's happening to me.
Is a giant
Okay.
fucking snake trying to strangle me. Oh, hey. So check that out over on Patreon, Friday the 27th. Last bit of news we got over on Patreon. We got a big, gigantic thanks to throw out there. A shouts out to Justin M for signing up on Patreon and showing the boys some love. Every dollar you guys contribute goes right back into the show, as is tradition around these here parts. We owe Justin M the straight chilling salute. This one goes out to you, my friend.
Slap my ass.
Another
Thank you for
Justin
the
in the
pert
mix,
ass
huh?
slap.
Yep, slapping asses. I see it
Damn.
every day.
I hope so.
I see.
I hope that for you, Bob.
I heard his nickname
I
is
mean-
Ovaltine the Man. So
Ovaltine.
This what?
The
that's
man.
what I heard.
Good for your bones, just like soju. You know, it's
Well, that's a different kind of bone.
fights
but sure.
osteoporosis. Randy, you dirty dog! I can't
Mhm.
believe you.
Mhm.
You dirty bitch! Hey, you guys want to trip out
I guess.
Sure.
on
Sure.
Ovaltine? Let's
Oh,
get fucked up.
what? I thought something crazy was about that.
There were
I
some
was ready to go for the
dots
ride
on
though.
that.
I didn't know. Yeah, it's like, yeah, sure.
I
I
was like,
guess.
Sure,
oh,
yeah.
Rob's got some like tidbit to drop on us.
Yeah, I thought something was about to happen.
You
Damn,
guys
I'll
want to have your
tease me
minds
over that.
fucking blown in half right now?
Like, yeah,
Is that what
okay.
you're
gonna pass
Too
fentanyl
fucking
over the
bad.
fucking airwaves.
Too
You
fucking
know,
bad.
8 a.m. on a Monday? Sure, let's go for it.
Wreck my shit, Bob.
Fuck my week up, Bob.
Yeah, it's all downhill, baby. Well,
I'm
that's all
ready
we
for the
got.
gutter.
Let's go.
Dave, that's all we got happening in Patreon. You guys, everything you want to plug?
Not
No,
this week.
February's a slow month.
No. All right,
Slow,
Bob. Clean
frigid
house. Yes.
month. Squeaky clean.
Whoa.
His house is clean.
Let's get into the main event. We're talking Freddy's dead, but is he really? And we're kicking it off with the back of the box.
What's on the back of the box?
Bob, it looked like you had that box at the beginning of this. Is
I
that
do.
part of a box set or a separate purchase?
Yeah, this is the whole collection. It's
okay.
all seven, everything but the remake. So the first seven movies
Mm,
are all on
Sounds
4K and
economical.
on
Yeah.
4K.
this.
Bet you saved
this,
a lot of money buying that, Bob.
I
Get them all
did.
together.
They were basically free.
I believe
Oh,
that.
wow.
4K,
Oh, wow.
seven disc. Yeah.
That's like
Sounds really
$30
cheap.
a K.
Okay. This, yeah, this box set just came out last October, and prior to that, only the first Elm Street was available on 4K. There's a Blu-ray set that had been out for several years that was like really, really affordable. Like you could pick it up for 20 bucks probably. This 4K set, I see it on sale pretty regularly, so you can pick it up
For how
as
much?
well. I think at, like as low as 50 bucks I've seen it go down to. So
It's
depending
pretty
on where
low.
you depending on where you get it, anywhere between probably 50 and 80 bucks or something like that. So
Cheap. Pretty cheap.
yeah, basically free.
Basically, paying that much.
Basically. You can also rent this movie. You can buy it on DVD, VHS. It's everywhere. It's very easy to find. Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare from 1991, rated R, with a runtime of an hour and 29 minutes. This was directed by Rachel Talalay, which is precisely why we're talking about it, actually. Our February poll was all about women in horror. So we had three movies, all directed by female directors, and this won the poll. So that's why we're talking about it based on characters created, I guess, by Wes Craven, character created by Wes Craven anyway. I don't think there's any other characters other than Freddy carried over in this from any of the other movies, but
I don't believe so. At least not named.
right, yeah. Written by Michael DeLuca and Rachel Talalay. It stars Robert Englund, Lisa Zane, Sean Greenblatt. Introducing Breckin Meyer, you got like
Yeah,
a
it is.
ton of Yaphet Kotto's in this as well. You've got a ton of goofy little cameos, which I'm sure we'll talk about. Plot synopsis brought to you by IMDb is as follows. Dream haunting, Freddy Krueger returns once again to prowl the nightmares of Springwood's last surviving teenager, and a woman whose personal connection to Krueger may mean his doom. Gentlemen, have we
Oh.
seen this movie before, and would we recommend folks at home check it out? Randoozy, kick us off.
It is a doozy. I have seen this film. I don't know exactly how many times, but it would have only really been as part of uh um
Like a
like a full
marathon.
series watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe twice. And it I like a lot of it was completely not in the memory banks at all. I would say a majority of it, and the parts that were like interspersed with like the second half of this franchise. Like it all just kind of mishmashes in my brain. So yeah, that said, no, not particular recommend for me unless that's what you're doing and you want to like go through the whole franchise, which is an undertaking in and of itself. But hey, it's like I don't know, one HBO season long, so I guess go ahead and do it.
Right on.
If you can watch it in
Strong
Derry or
recommendation.
whatever, then I
It
guess you
in
can watch this
there.
too.
Yes.
It goes to Manhattan.
Yeah. Juice, what about you?
I had never seen this film before. This is the first time watch for me. And no, I would not recommend it. And actually I was thinking, I was like, you know what? For 2026, we changed all the rules. We made sure that we could pick some quality films this year. And now 6 episodes in, we're about we've got like two one-star films already in the bank here.
Oh boy.
This one chosen by one of the hosts, by the way. So thanks
This
for
you don't know if
that.
this is one star or not. We haven't rated it
Thanks
yet.
for that, Bob. But no, I would not recommend people check this out. This movie was not very good. Bob, how about you? Why did you pick this film?
We've got some good movies we reviewed. Looking at, I mean, it's very early in the year, so we could fuck it all up for sure.
I intend
Yeah,
to.
this was the one that I chose for the poll. I'd seen this movie. This is maybe my third watch. I had actually I was a guest on a podcast like probably 5 years ago at this point, and we had it was set up as a debate kind of thing where like there was seven different hosts from seven different podcasts, and each person had to argue why their particular installment in the Nightmare franchise was the best in the entire
Oh
franchise.
God,
And I got stuck with this because it was the last one. Nobody wanted it, so it got
Jesus.
thrown to me, and I had to argue that point, even though I don't believe that in any way, shape, or form.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I would
Performative
plug.
outrage Bob over
I
here.
I know the internet being what it is. I would plug that show, but I honestly cannot remember the name of it.
I was
So
about to say, I don't think that's
Oh
on our
sorry.
no.
mega like feature mix.
I
I'm
think
sure
it's
it would be.
just on YouTube. I don't even think you
Oh,
can stream it as a podcast.
Okay.
But yeah, I've seen this maybe. This might have been my third, maybe fourth time. So I'm somewhat familiar with it. And I chose it for the poll because it is, well, like when I think of Nightmare on Elm Street, like Randy said, a lot of the middle installments kind of blur, like four and five. Like it's just like, I couldn't tell you what those movies are about, honestly. But this is, they go full comedy in this installment, and I think for what it is, you can have a pretty good time watching it. It's definitely better watching a group setting where you can crack jokes and sort of engage with it. If you happen to be lucky enough to watch this in a full theater, like at a midnight screening, I think it would be a ton of fun.
That's a good
But
point.
maybe watching it alone with a critical eye to dissect on a podcast is probably not the best way to enjoy this film. But I think it's all right. It's entertaining enough. And if you're listening to this show, chances are you've probably already seen it. So I would give it a light recommend. Just know that it's a full-blown comedy and it's not scary in the least bit. So that sounds like not much of a recommendation,
Yeah.
honestly, across the board here. Extraordinarily loose recommendation, I guess.
Ooh, it's too loose.
Too
Quite
loose
loose.
to.
Bob likes them loose. This is Bob's pick here, so.
We know how you kids like them
I'll
extra
say, like, I don't.
loose.
I'm close. I think I'm closer to what you're describing than I am to Justin's. Like, I'm not that sour on it. So, for
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
that's worth.
So, yeah, loose, I guess, loose recommendation.
Yeah.
So check out Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare. We're going to be spoiling the shit out of this movie, and here comes your warning.
Spoiler warning.
Oh, Bob, we need to know all about this plot. So I hope you've got a synopsis.
Oh yeah, I got it for you. I wasn't going to let you down this week,
Oh,
Juice.
thanks, buddy. I am totally checked in.
I couldn't let you down.
100% checked
I can tell.
in.
I can tell because you're very genuine when you say that. I can
Uh-huh.
pick it up. Picking up your genuine tone, genuine.
Not
All right.
looking at my phone at all.
Right on. You're following the notes that I sent you. You're following along.
Oh, yeah, the whole outline. I've got it right here, buddy.
Very professional.
I
Very.
am not listening to your roles.
Bacon
Not listening
is
to your
good for me.
rolls, Bob.
Listen to my rolls. They're very
I'm not
buttery.
listening to those damn rolls.
They're talking to you. Listen. All right. This movie set 10 years from now. This came out in 91, so I assume they mean 2001. Freddy Krueger has killed all the kids in Springwood. My autocorrect changed
Whoa.
it
Bart,
to
Lisa,
Springfield.
Ralph Wiggum, the
No.
whole crew.
Springwood, Ohio, except for one.
And
We
all
see a
the
teenage
rest.
boy have a bunch of spooky nightmares, and when he wakes up, he hits his head, causing him to forget who he is. Thus, we call him John Doe. We then meet three troubled teens in a shelter. We got Spencer the Stoner, one-eared Carlos, and Tracy the ass-kicking baddie. The cops pick up John and bring him over to the shelter where he meets Dr. Maggie Burrows. She notices a newspaper clipping in his pocket that's about Springwood, Ohio, so she takes him over there to jog his memory. The three troubled youths stow away in the van and they attempt to leave the shelter, but Maggie finds them, of course. She tells them to take the van back to the shelter, which seems kind of like a dumb idea, but they agree to do so. The kids try and leave, but no matter what road they take, it seems like they go in circles. They eventually stop off at 1428 Elm Street. Maggie and John, meanwhile, hang out at a carnival where they notice there's no children around. Roseanne and Tom Arnold try to adopt John. Then they go over to a school where a crazy teacher has a Freddy Krueger timeline and says Freddy had a child who was taken from him and put into an orphanage. Then they investigate said orphanage. And John, at this point, assumes that he's probably Freddy's kid. The troubled Utes, back over at Casa de Elm Street, they get played with by Freddy. Carlos falls asleep, and his head explodes via claws on a chalkboard. Spencer gets stoned off his ass and sees Johnny Depp crack some eggs on TV. Then Freddy kills him with a Nintendo Power Glove thing. Tracy, Maggie, and John drive off. John falls asleep and finds out
So
Freddy's
bad.
kid was a girl, so he can't be Freddy's kid. He tries to tell Maggie, but ends up falling on a bed of nails when he wakes up and dies. Maggie and Tracy go back to the home, but nobody remembers Carlos, Spencer, or John except Shaboy Yaphet Kodo. Freddy wiped everybody's memories somehow, except for Yaphet, whose mind was just too damn strong for him. Maggie dreams about her parents and sees her father is Freddy. She wakes up and manages to rip a piece of his sweater off and brings it back with her. She says if she can bring that back, she can bring him back and they can kill him. Yaphet gives Maggie some 3D glasses because in a dream they can be anything. She dreams and goes deep into the mind of Freddy, and she sees 3D dream slugs swimming around in there. She also sees some of Freddy's memories, one of which she's in school and he smashes his mouth with a hammer. She sees Daddy Alice Cooper whip his ass with a belt, and she sees the townsfolk set fire to his house within a minute, causing him to make a deal with the 3D dream demon slug so he can live forever in children's nightmares, and the slugs fly down his throat. She grabs Freddy's ass and wakes up, but he's not there. They all get weapons and find him hiding. He looks human and says it wasn't his fault what happened. Maggie takes his glove and breaks his hand, but then he turns back into the evil burnt demon Freddy we all know and love and crawls on the ceiling and somehow has powers again. Maggie pins him to the wall with some Chinese throwing stars, stabs him in the stomach with his own claws, inserts a pipe bomb into the wound, says Happy Father's Day, and he explodes. The 3D glasses magically appear on Maggie's face and she says, Freddy's dead. And then the rock and roll music plays us out. Rock and roll, boys, prominently
All right.
featured in this film. So, yeah,
Oh
how do
boy.
we feel?
Yeah.
How do we feel about this?
You know, I had a decent time watching this, which is saying something considering it's like nonsense in every conceivable way. Like it's very, very fucking stupid.
It's
But I really like this is the thing is like we just got off the heels of watching Friday the 13th Part 2, which is widely considered one of the better ones amongst fans, and this is widely regarded as one of the shittiest entries into the Nightmare series. And because those series are like brothers, you know, it's easy to compare them. And to me, like this is far more watchable. Like I would so much rather watch
oh
the
no.
insane, bombastic, like shit that happens in this. Like none of it makes a whole lot of sense, but it's all like very like high concept stuff, which is what makes me interested more than just like boring stalking scenes or whatever. Or, you know what I mean? Like it.
Riveting
I was not
stalking
bored with this
scenes.
movie, which I was pleasantly surprised at. I was expecting to be, and I wasn't.
The quality of this film is of a 90s television show. Like it felt like one of those weird Indiana or like Goosebump style episodes or like all those things, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Like a lot of the quality of this is of, to me, it felt like a goofy 90s television show, especially like when they go back to the town and they're in the fair and the like wonky
I
kind of
loved that
music that's
actually.
playing, a boom 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 boom. I was just like, what? And the way people are way over the top, and they go to the school and the teacher's still there teaching to no one. It's just
Why are these adults like they lost their
yeah.
fucking minds
They're
somehow?
all gibbering idiots and have no like it's just like it's all like 1000% a stylistic choice over any sort of substance of anything. It's just like, okay, the kids are all dead, and so all the adults are just psychotic and trying to stave off Freddy, which they know about, but they don't know about, but they don't like it. You just got to throw logic out the window and just experience it kind of as like a Goosebumps story where it's like
Yeah, yeah.
silly and like the
Pete and
carnival
Pete
is there's
episode.
pizza with cockroaches on it. That has nothing to do with Freddy fucking Krueger. Like I don't know what the fuck, like you can't make a fresh pizza anymore because kids aren't there. Like I don't understand. And then
They
Roseanne and
can't.
Tom Arnold's cameo was really funny to me. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed like the Springwood de-evolution or whatever because it was so fucking silly, and especially because like I did sort of like watch a recap of part five after this. After I watched part six, I was like, where did we come off the heels of? And that was definitely one of the bleaker entries, like in terms of subject matter. And this movie has a little bit of that, but it's mostly shit like this, like Power Glove jokes, literally Nintendo Power Magazine jokes, like and fucking Alice Cooper cameos. Like I'm surprised Rip Torn didn't show up. Like it's fucking weird. Like it's
it's
strange.
it's weird to me that the not like looking back at the 90s, how the 90s just didn't take anything seriously at all. Like it wanted to make a joke out of everything. Like you're looking at, ultimately even in the 80s, how Batman blew up with Tim Burton. And then by the end of the 90s, you have goddamn Batman and Robin, for God's sakes,
But it's
where
not ready to be
there's a
meta yet.
Batman card and shit. It's like I don't know what about the 90s just wanted to kind of like shit on
Mhm.
anything that mattered to anyone. I don't know why they did that so
Yeah.
much.
Why are these youths so
Jason
anti-establishment?
It's just like
Jason
weird.
Goes to Hell was 93, and then which was fairly, there's some goofy stuff in that to be fair, but fairly serious. And then you've got Curse of Michael Myers, which is also very serious, coming out in the
Trying
90s,
to be,
and
yeah.
yeah, trying to be, and like just not being super good. So like
Jason
not
Goes to
everything.
Hell was serious?
I think
I
so
think
in
it
a
was
lot of
trying to be.
ways.
That's the thing
Yeah.
is like
Oh,
it's one thing to like it's like it was attempting to be serious. This movie feels like
Yeah, yeah.
it's very
Not
much
trying at
oh
all.
no,
it's
I
not
wouldn't
trying
agree.
as far as like New Line Cinema at the time would allow because I think once they got to New Nightmare, obviously that was a Wes Craven thing. That was like a reclaiming the franchise from critical and fan hell, which is where
Mm.
this movie ended up with. So
Both with
like I
slug
feel like this
demons.
couldn't yeah, this movie was so gimmicky and so out there or whatever. Like it took it kind of like in a whole like strange direction that like overcorrected the previous entry, and then the studio I don't think was ready to allow something, nor was anybody ready to write something as like meta commentary light as uh New Nightmare yet. Do you know what I mean? Like it is sort of like pissing on the franchise a little bit, but also kind of embracing it and like still kind of trying to have it both ways, and that's why I think it doesn't really work.
And there's
Like it
some
doesn't do the meta thing. It's too scary. It's not. I don't think they allowed them to go to like break the fourth wall and do like a full Gremlins 2 level absurdity thing.
I wonder how much influence it's had though, because didn't the like this came out in 91, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, really, it is weird to look at like 90s and look at just the kind of, I mean, not obviously not everything, but let me just, here are some entries and just general sequels. So Bride of Chucky,
Mm-hmm.
very goofy, over the top. Fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Bride of
4.
Chucky was 2000, so wasn't it, or was it 99 or something?
I don't think so. 98.
98. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. All right.
Leprechaun came out. I mean, Scream came out. That I mean, that was kind of the whole idea of like
That's
poking
the
fun
one
at the
that's where they went
slasher.
meta.
And
Yeah.
so I'm wondering like if this just kind of made people go, well, fuck it, like everything's a
It did
joke
make money,
now.
so it yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
It
sure
made
it
more
didn't
money than
hurt
Five, I
because
think.
it did. Yeah, I think it was like a budget of I think 9 million and it made like over 30. So, I
Just
mean,
really weird.
it
Hmm.
did quite well. I dig the jokes, honestly. Like a part six in a slasher franchise, as far as I'm concerned, like do whatever the fuck you want. Get crazy, get weird with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It really doesn't bother
As
me at
long as it's
all.
creative, which this is, and
It
that's
is.
why I think I'm
Yeah.
okay
The
with it.
the only, well, not the only, the biggest problem for me is there's a severe lack of like kills in this. There's only I think
Yeah.
four that I can
Or
think of.
danger.
And
Mhm.
like you just gotta have more blood and guts in a horror movie, even if it is more of a comedy than anything else. Because what you've got the Q-tip nails on chalkboard thing, you've got the Nintendo Power Glove thing, you've got the spike bed kill. Is that
Yeah.
it? Am I missing one? That might be.
Um.
There's like not a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
there's the video game kill, I
That
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
he
guess.
mentioned that one. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
there. So
Digital.
we
Okay. I'm
got
sorry.
Carlos and you got the
Yeah.
guy who smokes weed
Breckenmeyer,
Spencer,
and
yeah.
then
The main guy, John Doe.
John Doe.
John Doe. It's really
I
just
think
those
and
three guys,
Freddy.
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Freddy, if you count that as a
Ugh,
And
yeah.
I guess you see Freddy's wife um for a second. That was actually maybe the
Yeah.
most brutal one because it was like in front of his
yeah.
daughter and stuff. That's the thing is like there's still some darkness in
There is
this,
some
and like it
darkness,
goes
Yeah,
yeah.
it's kind
totally.
of whiplashy though because it's like fucking Looney Tunes like for 99% of it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I remember with like it was less than 6 months ago we covered Freddy vs. Jason. We were talking about he's literally a cartoon character. Dude, he's more of a cartoon character
Yeah.
in this
Well, he's
film.
more defanged in this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's the fucking like the Wicked Witch of the
Yeah.
West, for God's sakes,
Yeah.
dude.
I
His
I love the opening
chalk
of this movie, honestly.
makes a chalkboard and like is humping it and like
He is.
scratching his nails across it. It's so goofy. It's
The
so
It is very
opening
goofy.
goofy.
where you got John Doe having a nightmare and he's on the airplane and the lady tells him not to be a pussy and then he falls out of it into a house but wakes up and it's
Uh-huh.
the Wizard of Oz basically, and he's flying in a tornado and you see like Wicked Witch of the West, Freddy Krueger, all that shit, and he's I'll get you soul too. Like
That made me laugh, man.
I'm into
Like
all that shit. Like that
I
brand of
wasn't really
humor
into
works.
it. I
I
actually
think
thought
I
it
was
was
just
kind
like
of
my expectations were
disappointing.
low.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
I wouldn't say they were high, but like so the opening scene, I had this sudden thought in my mind. I was like, "Oh, this is a cool setting," especially because I was kind of in the mindset, honestly, of like a Final Destination, of like, "Ooh, this opening scene and how creative is
Yeah.
it going to be?" And I actually thought that the airplane aspect was wasted because they just shoot them out of the ceiling. And I thought like,
Mm.
oh, well, they're gonna play with this aspect more of being scared of heights or like, being in an airplane that's coming apart or something. And they
Yeah.
just kind of ditched that. And then it was the Wizard of Oz, and I was just like not kind of prepared for like a power glove and just all of these
Dude.
like references and stuff. It just hit me really weird,
The thing
honestly. I
is,
just wasn't prepared for it, I guess.
that's fair. I mean, I kind of with Bob where I liked that intro, but like the video game kill in particular, that one, if they cut that entirely from the movie or did something entirely different, I would be much happier with the output of this movie. Like I think
yeah.
that one more than any other feels like the Goosebumps episode, and not in a way that's charming, in a way that feels like a 45-year-old man in 1991 sat down after seeing his kid play a video game once and tried to write a script around that. You know what I mean? Like it feels like out of touch for that
It's what the
era,
kids are into these
which is
days.
crazy because like this director and like she co-wrote her, what's her name,
Rachel
uh
Talalay.
Talalay, like she did like Tank Girl and stuff, like so she was kind of like doing sort of like pretty like relatively creative vanguardy sort of stuff for the era. Whether or not those things, were great or not is a whole different question. But like testing limits a little bit. So like it feels like they're trying to play with new technology, but they don't quite get the technology. Is I guess the problem, and it looks stupid. And
It
like
well,
It
having Freddy
does.
sit there
Yeah.
in full light, bright light, saying like "cool graphics, man" or whatever, that seems like it could be funny on paper, but then you watch it happen with the graphics
It's
package
a
they
little
actually have and like
cringe.
all that
Yeah.
shit, and you watch Breckenmeyer bounce around like a
yeah, him
goddamn bunny
bounce around
rabbit.
the
It
house was
looked
the worst for
not.
me.
It's not scary and it's not funny and it's not
Too Looney
like
Tunes. Too
cutting edge
far.
anymore. Certainly, so
Yeah.
none of that shit works.
And then
That
he
that
ultimately
aged like milk.
falls down like the just a tube or whatever. But also too, like I'm kind of conflicted because I actually, when Carlos goes into his dream sequence, I thought it was really cool. That's the thing about this is the Nightmare on Elm Street is like these dream sequences and really how surreal and stuff can you get. And I
Mhm.
really liked him going in there and how it transformed and the wall coming in and then being like in the kind of city and he was on the fire escape and even like the darkness of
Yeah.
his mom coming in and why he has a hearing aid and his mom saying like you're not listening to me and abusing him and dude that q-tip thing that I
The
know they even
cute.
play it really goofy where it goes through his
Yeah.
head but honestly that's like a really sensitive thing that kind of freaks like it really does kind of freak me
Oh,
out a little bit
Mm.
because it's
I kind
so
of see that. Yeah.
sensitive. And so I was like, oh my God, but the like drop in the and even when his ear cut out, like the sound cut out and he's
Uh-huh.
getting thrown around, I thought that that was a really cool effect. And so this new just like this new scene that looked pretty cool and was got kind of darker and then play with this aspect of the sound and stuff I thought was really cool. And then just like the pin stuff and the nails on the chalkboard got really
I feel like
stupid.
I don't know. Like the thing is, again, that's a conceptual idea that I think could work if it was filmed differently. And like if it was just Freddy walking like casually like he does and dragging his nails, and the kid's just like fuck
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
blood's coming out of it through his hands on his ears or something, like
Sure.
something as basic as that takes it like they just make it so cartoonish, and he hams it up so big that it like any sort of anything that's visceral about it gets taken away right away.
Yeah.
And like you said, you're coming right off the the heels of him having a vision of his mother who he had some sort of abusive relationship with, presumably. And it just feels like you went from dark to like objectively
Yeah.
ridiculously Bugs Bunny silly.
It's too
And that's how he dies, in
whiplash.
the silly scene, not in the dark scene. And it feels like that's
Yeah.
flipped, right? Like,
Not enough
Yeah.
blood and guts. Yeah, you can have the humor, but you gotta, in a horror movie, you gotta balance it out with something. And there's just a severe lack of gore in this. There's like,
mhm.
I don't know. Also, like, if you care about this kind of thing, it seems like the rules that Freddy are playing by like don't make any sense at all in this
Oh
He
no, they
world. So
don't.
controls
like,
the
The,
real world.
the,
Yeah.
well, yeah, they say at the
he can
beginning
now
of the
suck
movie.
entire children out of existence somehow.
They say at the beginning of the movie that like he's weakened because there are no
Mm.
kids left in Springwood to be afraid of him because he killed them all. So he has to scare this one guy to like send him out in the world and like spread the word that Freddy's back to make people afraid of him again. But it seems like he's stronger than he's ever been before because he can wipe people's memories. He's like driven this entire town insane. He makes it impossible for
For
these
them
kids
to
to
leave.
drive
Yeah.
out of the town somehow. He's
Yeah,
like,
he's like affecting reality. They're
yeah, and
not
it seems
asleep. Yeah.
exactly, and it seems like he can pull people into dreams and throw them out of dreams, and
He
like,
possesses his daughter, or
does
like
he possess
in
her?
some way he like goes into her body somehow.
Yeah, it just seems like he's
I don't understand that.
stronger. Yeah, he can bring when they do bring him into the real world. It's like he's got his full set of powers with him. It's just like he's. It seems like he's stronger than ever, really. So like the
It
rules,
does.
if you care about that, it just is kind of nonsense.
And like that's the thing, is like, why introduce it if you're not going to like use it in any real
Yeah.
way? Everything just seems like it's trying to get to the next set piece, so like it just feels very weak in the narrative department. Him, like his daughter is suddenly a thing. He had a wife is suddenly a thing. Like, they obviously all these movies retcon like crazy. It's nothing new. But I did kind of like how he went through like a body count of how they tried to kill him and how it didn't work. I like that. But because that was kind of meta. He's like, they tried holy water. That's my favorite, or
And he
whatever.
cut
Like,
his
that's kind of
fingers
fun.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that
Like a
was
which
kind
is
of
a
throwback.
classic
cool.
bit.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was, yeah.
But like, yeah, like why, like he needed to scare people. Like they did this. He needs fear to survive or to be powerful. They did that so much better in Freddy versus Jason, which is crazy because that movie was also a mess. And the thing is, like, all of that aside, it's also like the editing in this movie is fucking batshit. Like they just go, like, there are scenes that are like 12 seconds long of somebody just like looking at a piece of paper or something, and then it just go like, there's just nothing that really of concern that happens, and then it'll just like hard cut to like a day and a half later, and the situation has changed entirely, and they're just going to basically tell the camera what's happening now, but not entirely. It's very strange, man. I wish
There,
I could verbalize it better.
a little bit of trivia about this movie. When it came out, when it was put into theaters, it was I think 100 minutes long, right around 100 minutes long. And they cut so like Rachel Talalay had nothing to do with this, but it was released in theaters and it was her cut. And then when it went to home video, they removed like 12 minutes from it or something
Oh
like
wow.
that.
Wow.
And like didn't even tell her, didn't consult her. They just cut shit out. So like what we're watching is not the full movie, and like most of those scenes have still never been released. I don't know that any of them have been. I know she just did an interview like a month ago saying that she
Oh,
found like a small snippet of something laying around her house from the movie, but most of them are probably unfortunately just going to be lost to time because it would take so many man hours to go dig through all the reels at Warner Brothers or wherever to like try and find this shit.
What the
But so,
fuck?
so there's probably like edits in there that don't make sense that like we don't even really know
they
why they
definitely
were
don't.
made. Yeah.
Well, and like it just time jumps and like fucking logic leaps. Like you said, somebody said like at one point, in order to get out of Springwood, he has to like go into her brain, but he never possesses her exactly. He just like rides out in her brain, like, and
Yeah,
then
right.
is just
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, yeah, he never really
And like,
did anything. And then also was I'm assuming that this was somehow like a 3D movie or something
yeah, I
Yes,
because
didn't
yeah.
remember that. And
they did
apparently, like,
the
they
oh,
don't do
these
that until the
glasses
very
could be
end.
in, yeah, all of a sudden they're
Yeah.
like these glasses could be anything you want them to be, and then she's
Then why
like
not a
doing this with
There
her
pistol?
hand
Like,
where she's like putting, and then the little
yeah.
heads are flying
Whoa!
around, and then at the end when Freddy dies, it's like head
it's
spins into
coming
the
at the
screen like
screen.
10
Yeah.
times or some shit.
So there
Yeah.
is
Cutting edge, eye popping special
Oh
effects.
yeah,
boy.
they
Oh
gave you the
boy.
3D glasses when you were going to watch it in the theater, and there was, according to some people that saw it in theater, it wasn't me, so I don't know, but apparently there were scenes where Freddie like looked at the screen and said like, now's the time, or would like cue you in when to put them on, and there's like a full 10-minute sequence with where it was in 3D or whatever. And like more recent home video releases, you can choose to watch it in 2D or 3D. Like this 4K set that just came out, it came with a pair of glasses and you can watch it in 3D if you want. But I assume
Oh,
still some of those sequences were cut out, like when Freddy kind of tells you when to do it.
Oh my
Uh,
God.
yeah. So
that's
there's,
yeah, nothing immersion breaking about that.
yeah, the first New Line Cinema 3D release that they ever did. So that's something.
Well, good, I guess. I don't know. It just like that whole
Yeah.
thing, like it seems very, very shoehorned in, and it's kind of crazy because like part of me kind of likes the non 3D version of watching these weird puppet protozoa swimming around and shit. And like, I really, really like the special effect where it was like a point of view through Freddy's brain. It was very like
Yeah, that's kind of
what is that
cool.
show? Like what is that fucking show? Tales from the Crypt intro sort of thing, where it was like just following the pathways, and then the door would shut in his neural pathways, and then you'd find it looked great. Like I like that was like artistically fucking awesome. And then it was like like shurikens and shit, and Freddy's like the whole thing with Freddy being like, "Yeah, put the glove on. Feels right, doesn't it?" And I was like, "Oh, okay. So this is what this movie is ramping up to. Is like, oh, the daughter's supposed to take over. They're gonna do a thing at the end where they kill Freddy, but then, this girl like
Worked so
takes
many
over in some way,
times.
or like hints at that or something, at least. But they didn't even do that. She just like sort of like, ah, Freddy's
And then
dead,
she
and that's
said
the end of the
Freddy's
movie.
dead, yeah.
I don't know, man. It seems like this movie couldn't decide what the fuck it wanted. Is what it feels like.
I wish you would have finished the title Freddy's Dead, the Final Nightmare,
Yeah,
and
That
then
was the
real quick,
final
like
nightmare.
oh
just do
my
it.
God.
Yeah, just do the whole thing.
I will
It's
say
Also, oh,
ridiculous.
sorry.
every single time I can't get it out of my, and it always cracks me up. This is like secondhand enjoyment, I guess, from this film. But anytime I hear Inagata Devita, I always think of that fucking
The
Simpsons
Simpsons
skit in the
every
Garden
time.
of Eden where they're playing it as a hymn in the
You
church.
remember when we used to make out to this hymn?
Bum, 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 bum.
The Garden
In
of
in
Eden.
the Garden of Eden, baby.
Yeah.
You know
We
what
all
else is funny?
worship at the Sunnies. You know
Oh
how we do.
boy. Oh
This is the thing.
boy.
As uneven as this movie is, like again, like I do kind of like some of the humor. Like one thing that I meant to mention earlier, but like in the intro, there's the moment where John Doe rolls down the hill for like a full fucking
Yeah.
minute and a half. I was losing my mind laughing at that. It was just like, there's this motherfucker is still rolling. They have like the credits were also going, and it was like 20 names went by before that dude stopped rolling. And I thought for a minute when he stood up and started running again, I was like, he's gonna fall again and start rolling. I was like, this is gonna be like fucking airplane. Like if I kind of wish it was like, I kind of wish this is the thing is like it's on the scale of like serious to silly. Friday Nightmare on Elm Street needs to like be mostly on the scary side to be like its best self. This is like 3/4 of the way to silly, and it's still like, but the dark edges are like way on the other end of the spectrum, so it like feels very dissonant and strange. And I like that's the part that really makes this one fall apart for me is like go all in. Like, and I think that they might have taken it as just as far as they could, and they also had to deal with things like the studio wants 3D or something like that. Like, I'm sure there was some of that, like, uh, by the sound of it, certainly with the VHS release, some like fingers in the pie sort of thing.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. It just the net product is just such a mess in general that the only thing you really have to cling on to are things like this dude rolling down the hill and like all the silly shit that happens and kind of laughing at some of the dissonance. Literally, fucking Freddy Krueger bonks fucking Johnny Depp on the head with a frying pan in this movie, and then makes like the lamest fucking joke about those brain on drugs things like, what are you on? I think it's just a frying pan. It's like, well, actually, I'm Freddy Krueger, and this is a frying pan, not your brain, idiot. Like it's so fucking stupid. It's like middle school commentary. Fucking
Yeah,
stupid.
seeing Johnny Depp pop up, like the cameos are fun. Johnny Depp, Alice Cooper, Roseanne, Tom Arnold, like all that. It's
I
fine
liked
for
it
what it is.
I just
for this
it feels
particular
really,
entry.
really, really, really dated because of all those
Mm,
things, which I mean isn't even like the worst thing. It just, yeah, like you said, it's so wrapped in like, oh, this is your brain on drugs. Oh, ha ha ha. That's a joke that's
Yeah,
so far
it feels
gone.
like Wayne's World.
Yeah, yeah, kind of. And the Power Glove thing, it's just so stuck in that time that there's no way to
Mhm.
enjoy it unless you have some kind of like context for those things
Well,
anyways.
and I kind of think that's part of why I enjoy it because like from the jump, this movie with the soundtrack and opening Nietzsche, then Freddy quotes or whatever.
it's a lot of words. Yeah,
It's
it's like
very
two
it's the most
paragraphs.
early 90s thing I've ever seen
Oh
outside of
yeah.
Wayne's World maybe. Like the music is like so perfect time and place for this thing and I kind of love that. Like the same reason some people like watching 80s horror movies because of like
Mm.
the big arena
Yeah.
rock anthems and stuff. I kind of like this movie for its not quite grunge yet 90s rock.
They reference Twin Peaks too,
They
Randy.
do. Yeah,
Well,
we're
it
in
was
Twin
that was the same year it
Peaks.
came out. I read that they were like making this while that came out, so this was
Oh
like
wow.
very much referencing culture of the time and like
Mm.
putting an age date on this thing hard.
I will say that so this film did have a like CD soundtrack or whatever. 10 tracks on it. Three
All
of
bangers,
Three of
no
those
skips.
are the
Iggy Pop
Goo Goo
songs.
Dolls. The Goo
Hell
Goo
yeah, man.
Dolls. I
Wow,
was so surprised.
that is
The Goo Goo
surprising.
Dolls is
This is not
track
their niche that they ended up
one,
succeeding on.
3, and 8. And
Mm.
this is fun. One of the songs is called 2 Days in February, boys. We are covering those in February.
Not
Oh,
for two
whoa,
days though.
Whoa,
whoa.
whoa,
How could they
whoa.
Hey,
know that we were going to review this in February?
Also, this is just fucking wild. So, I since we were covering this, I was like, oh, what Friday the 13th or not nightmare movies have we done? And I knew we just did, Freddy vs. Jason, and then last year we did two. It was so weird. I went back when we covered one, which I remember at the time saying, like, oh my God, we've done so many episodes and we never covered a Nightmare on Elm Street. Boys, it was episode 288. So
oh
even
my
before we hit
god.
300, and at the time, at the beginning of it, Bob was like, yeah, and you can check out our mini cast. I think we just dropped episode number 25 over there. And I was like,
Oof.
what the
Oh god.
fuck?
My bones are disintegrating with each
Time is a
word.
Oh
cruel
my.
mistress.
It was weird. I was like, God. And it
Mm,
was in 2020, so it was 6 years ago that we
dude,
covered that. I
Mm,
know.
dude.
It's fucked
I
up.
don't want to put time on these.
Our lives are now measured in this podcast.
Yeah,
It's like
it's true,
lasted
God,
man.
longer than like anything else we've ever
I think I'm gonna go live in a fucking in the woods or some shit
In
forever.
the fucking woods,
I'm gonna go
man.
become
Goddamn,
a
brother.
Byzantine monk or some shit. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Bob.
So we've
No, I mean, honestly, movie for our poll, and you picked this one. I mean, what were you doing here? What was going on here?
I'm glad. I honestly, I liked watching this out of sequence with the other ones because it
Really?
like it made it more distinctive to me than it was before, where I had watched it only as marathons. And to me,
It's like,
I
oh
think that
man,
I would watch this again, yeah, like Rob, like you
Yeah,
said, Rob, with a group, drinking, having a good time. This is a
there's so
drinking
many
watch to
movies
me.
we say that
I
to,
know.
and
This
they're
movie
all
does
This
generally
is
not
still
very
there's so
good.
many movies that fit
it
the bill, and
it
this one
does
is one of
stick
them.
out to me when I think of this particular franchise. I mean, we've reviewed part one, two, three. I haven't done four or five, six now, and then Freddy vs. Jason. We haven't done New Nightmare, so we've done a lot of them at this point. But I mean, I'd like to review them all, which is one of the reasons I threw it on the poll. Also,
Yeah,
like I said, this one just sticks out in my memory when I think of this franchise as being a fun, goofy watch, and it totally is that, and that's what it's trying to do. It's not a great slasher necessarily, but I think you can
No,
have a good time with it. The comedy mostly works for me. Some of it does go too Looney Tunes. And I like, but some of the stuff that's bad, like the 3D floating slugs, are like accidentally hilarious. I can get a
yeah,
good
kind
laugh
of
at that shit
charming.
when
actually
they
kind of thought
fly
those were
down
kind of
his
cool,
throat.
honestly. Or
Did
even
They're
you?
kind of cool, like because
honestly, when
today they would be
she
made in
puts on the
terrible CG, and it's far superior
Yeah.
to that.
well, when she puts on the glasses originally, and there's the like painting from the doctor's wall in there, but they make it where the like snake head things are moving. I actually kind of thought that was
I think that's
cool
kind of cool.
in a
Yeah,
chintzy kind of way, or like just in a dated kind of way. But
it
yeah, I mean,
like
I guess because, like you were saying, the reason people like to watch 80s movies is that it's got that aesthetic. And like, I somewhat agree. And I don't know if it's because I don't know. I don't know if it's because I'm from that era or what, but I don't find it as like sometimes I do. Like sometimes we say, oh, we watch some 90s stuff. I'm like, oh, like I think even when we did The Curve or something like that, I was like, oh, there's some
Yeah.
Dead
90s
Man's
stuff
Curve.
here that
Yeah,
gives it some 90s charm. But then sometimes too, it makes it, I don't know, there's something 90s is not known as a spectacular time for horror, especially or film in general.
mhm.
And I don't know. It kind of dates it in the worst kind of ways for me in this.
Well, when '90s horror is trying to be very smart, it's just like it's hanging on the edge of a cliff. You're either Scream or you're not fucking Scream at all. And that was kind of the thing that was happening in the mid to later era. I think
Yeah.
after Scream hit, I think that was the precipice that like the curve was failing on. But in early '90s, it was just sort of like the money's still rolling in. They're just going to keep making sequels. They're just going to keep doing it like wholesale, basically a new thing every fucking time. And they had not been like humbled on that yet, I don't think, in a real way. That once they got to like what is it? Or no, I'm sorry, Jason Lives.
X
Uh well, I mean, before that, I would say
goes to
like the one
hell.
with the worm.
Goes to hell. Jason
Goes to
goes to
Yeah.
hell.
hell. When it
Yeah.
gets to Goes to Hell and Curse of Michael Myers and those things, and people are just like, whoa, this is like not even like this is kind of spitting in the face of the previous movies, even more so than it is like just reinventing the wheel. It's just like fucking up the wheel. Like that's when people start to really sour on it. I think generally on these big horror tentpole franchise slashers. So I don't know. I think that there's something kind of anarchic about this being just so comedic and stupid, and I like that about it. And I just kind of like that era a little bit more before things got like, I don't know, fucking too blue. Like, does that make sense? Things got
Dude, Blue,
blue.
that's early
Like
2000s, right? You're 10
you
years
It
off.
was leading to blue. Even the curve is kind of blue. Like,
I don't remember when that came out. I feel like that was before Scream. I think like right before Scream, before
I
well,
don't
it's like
Lillard.
know. I
what
think
those
it was
movies that
after
are
they were
trying
trying
to.
to cash in on Lillard being so wacky.
I thought it was before
Maybe
he.
it
I
was
don't think
before. It's
so.
possible, but they're like playing in the same sandbox of
I'm
trying to be
looking.
like psychological while also simultaneously being quite stupid. Um, so I think that's good. This one is not trying to be psychological. It's not trying to be anything but another entry. I think it is trying to be a little bit counterculture as far as
98.
a
So it was
major
after
release
Scream.
could.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it just feels more loose and open because people weren't sure where to go next. And once Scream hit, it's like, oh, we got to hit this particular button. And they're all aiming at the specific button instead of going shooting wide in any direction. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it feels chintzy though. It feels, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
like you said, it kind of it almost hits that button of like, what, they're gonna make it anyway, so I'm just gonna make it my way, which in some ways it's like,
Yeah,
somewhat respectable, but at the same time it's part of this like broken machine, right? The whole thing
yeah.
is broken at that point. The attitude, the thought process behind it, it all just like lacks any kind of respect for any kind of the material or the audience itself, so it just feels very cheap in that way.
It does. I mean, and I think I don't know. There's a little bit of like John Waters feel in this. Like it feels like intentional camp instead. Like you know what I mean? So
Oh,
like
for sure, yeah.
when you say it's chintzy, it is, but I don't know that it's not. That's not part of the package we're being sold intentionally
I
with
think
this
it's very
particular film,
intentional. Yeah,
right?
it's
Like
not
I
as
think
disgusting as a John Waters movie, but it's very
no, it's definitely
campy.
not that. It could have used some of that, honestly. Um,
Yeah. Boys, any other major points you want to hit on before we rate this bad boy?
sorry,
No.
Uh, no,
I'm
I
good.
mean, I think we went through each one of like the unique sequences, like the video game and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's rate it out of five. Rand Diesel, why don't you kick us off? How do you feel about Freddy's Dead, the final nightmare?
Yeah, so I mean, just in talking about it, I find myself in a defensive posture for this movie, and I think it's because I kind of like it. I kind of like it for all of its many innumerable follies. I think that it's kind of just going for something. It's kind of going for broke in a direction that it wants to go in. And also, it has a lot of meddling from studio stuff that's kind of gumming up the works. And I can be forgiving for that reason. And I can be forgiving for another reason. It's just not a slasher. It's just not spooky. It's not scary. It is, at best, like you said, like a Saturday morning Erie, Indiana style thing when it's doing my favorite stuff in this movie, and it has nothing to do with the Nightmare franchise. The best stuff in this is pretty divorced from that. It's mostly just, except for the art direction stuff, like some of the like the yeah, like the art direction. That stuff matches at times, but the gore and all it fails at being a Nightmare on Elm Street film, but it succeeds at making me laugh and have a good time. So for that reason, I'm going to give it a down the middle 2.5. I think that ultimately I would rather rewatch this than maybe a few of the others in this franchise. I think maybe more than like even New Nightmare, which a lot of people really like, and I understand why. But I think that New Nightmare is kind of like proto Scream. It's not quite Scream enough for me to really like it, and it kind of gets boring. This one never left me feeling bored. It just kind of like zoomed along. Damn the torpedoes. We're just gonna cut into the next scene halfway through a fucking scene. It seems like fuck it. Like this movie, the whole thing feels kind of
Okay,
like fuck it. We're just
Fuck
doing this.
it.
Um.
let's fuck
So yeah,
it.
2.5 for me.
Yeah. Juice out of
What was
five.
what was that when they were talking about the
Ross,
it from Spy the
the
spider from
spider.
it?
Yeah. We were watching it like so the It
What?
miniseries like a fucking decade ago at least. We were all
Oh,
watching
more
it.
than that, I think at this
And
point.
the kids all killed a giant spider thing at the end, and they're like sitting around looking at it. And Ross, for whatever reason, he was just like, "Let's
Fuck.
fuck it."
God, I haven't thought about that forever.
I mean,
It's
he's read
just
the book. That's a
like,
man who's
yeah,
read the
yeah.
Let's
book.
fuck it. Oh
Yeah.
boy. Bob, you want to
out of
go next? You never
out of
get a chance to
control.
go,
Oh,
Mr. Meat.
n-
Why don't you go?
I love being meat.
I know. I
Yeah,
know
I'll be
how
in
much you
there.
love meat.
I love meat. I am very much on the same page as Ren Diesel with this one. It's the comedy works for me. I'm really all for it at this point in a franchise that's been going on and spinning its wheels and making a lot of bad decisions already. Like just have some fun with it. It does go a little too Looney Tunes for me, and specifically the Power Glove kill sequence. But the like goofy rock and roll needle drops, that all works. The cameos work fine for me. I the Wicked Witch of the West, like all that shit works. Um, Alice Cooper showing up here. The like I really did not care for the way it like sets up these roles and then does not. They ultimately mean nothing in this movie, which this franchise, to be fair, has always struggled with, even in the first installment. Like Freddy, the rules are kind of clear, but then they just blur the lines, and in this, it truly doesn't fucking matter. But it did bother me a little bit. There's just a severe lack of kills in this. If they would have like doubled the kill count and like really had more blood and guts and stuff, this probably would be a good bit higher on my rating scale. But overall, you can have a good time with it. The goofy slugs, yeah, it's okay for what it is. So I'm, with Randy right down the middle. 2.5 out of 5 on this one. You can have a good time if you watch it with some buddies and you crack jokes. But that's really kind of the only situation that I think you're really gonna fully enjoy this movie. So needs a little bit of help. Juice, how do you feel?
Not very good, Bob. I don't know. For whatever reason, I just wasn't in the mood for this. And I didn't really like the tone that it set, and it kind of hit some of the worst beats of what like 90s nostalgia could be. Um, there were some times where I thought that it was had some good stuff going on. Like I said, when Carlos finally, and that's the problem, it kind of took a long time to get there. I didn't like the opening and like when he hits the bus, he's driving around in the bus and he's kind of in this desert. It's like nothing really felt consistent. Like if they had stuck with one kind of set piece, but he's in an airplane and then it's Wizard of Oz and then it's a bus and then he's in the desert or something. Like it was just too all over the place. It wasn't
Dreamlike.
consistent. Well, it just, but like when Carlos was in his dream, or even with the video game, at least they kept it like, kind of consistent. So, um, I liked when it got darker, like when each one of them, and I feel like that's some missed potential too. Like even when they go back to the center, there's like all these other kids there that we could have had some potential to go in their dreams, or even the doctor. He's talking about like I'm really strong in my dreams, and you got that wrong, by the way, Bob. That was the doctor pulled the sweater out, not the woman,
Oh,
not
did
the
he? Oh,
daughter.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked that character. I kind of wish we had more of him, honestly, or more. I don't know. I kind of wish his dreams were a little wackier, where he was
I would have
like
liked to have
pulling
seen
shit
him
out like the
overcome.
Matrix or some shit, like
Yeah, I would like to have seen him overcome Freddy in a dream in some way. Not like
yeah,
defeat him, but just like outsmart
trick
his play
him.
in some
Yeah,
way.
me too. Me too. But yeah, so I liked when it got darker and I liked some of the dream sequences. Even the video game aspect, I kind of liked having like a Freddy cutout and the guy in the game, but not him jumping around the house and not really Freddy with a power glove like those were. So there was some creativity here. Dude, the baseball bat with the nails, Bob, we used
Yep.
to have one of those. And
Reminds me of my childhood.
that shit was so
Fuck.
goofy though, because like, they have this fucking cabin and they're like the cops are supposed to pick this stuff up and there's like throwing stars and,
Cops are supposed to pick those up.
Yeah.
The
it's
cop
just like some
arsenal of cop
ridiculous
The
shit
drones.
and the
pipe
pipe
bomb.
bomb. He made this pipe bomb again and they're
That's the
Just
thing. Is
just
kept
like they
it.
just had to
all
justify
like,
having an arsenal of insane shit to
yes.
beat up Freddy with. Like
Oh my
also
God.
Breckenmeyer's whole character, like what is his deal? He's just a
Yeah,
kid who
he
likes to play
just
video games and run away.
smoke
That is
pot.
that
He's
it?
a
Yeah.
he's a
And
stoner,
doesn't
but
want to date rape
also,
co-eds like his dad, I
yeah, he says
guess,
some
which is kind of
wild
fucked.
shit. He's like his. At least your dad didn't try and hook you up with his girlfriend's older
Yeah,
sister.
what the fuck?
Jesus
Yeah, I
Christ.
don't know what the hell's
That's
going on there.
sick. Um
But anyways, yeah, just
anyway.
too goofy for me. Too goofy and not like you said, not enough kill. I like when he chopped his fingers off. The daughter aspect, I don't know. It almost like kind of didn't go dark enough. He does kill the mom and stuff, but yeah, I just didn't care for this. I didn't care for it much at all. So I'm gonna
Five
give it a
stars.
1.5.
1.5. Unbelievable.
Really?
I think
Really?
it's
And
believable.
Women
I
in
mean,
Horror Month? Are you kidding me? Unbelievable.
Oh, I mean, there's so many movies we could
I mean, I didn't vote. I just, threw it on there.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Guys, I didn't vote. I didn't
I
do it.
swear, I swear. But
vote
yeah,
or die,
1.5. I
motherfucker.
think that's quite fair. This so far, I have to be fair, I had this is one franchise I don't there's one or two that I'm missing. So, but so far this is my least favorite of this franchise that like comes to my mind. Maybe
So
like
have
4 or
you
5 dip further down. I can't. I think those are the two I'm missing.
that you haven't seen before?
But I
Four and
feel like
five?
I have seen 4, but like now I'm not so you know how they all kind of
Yeah.
blend together.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not
Yeah.
sure, but I
Because
feel
Dream
like I'm missing at
Warriors,
least one or two. I definitely we covered Dream
Dream
Warriors. Yeah,
Warriors, Master,
Dream
and
Warriors, Dream
Child, I
Master, Dream
think.
Child. Yeah.
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 Yeah, the good ones. That's gonna put our aggregate at a 2.2 for Freddy's Dead, the final nightmare.
Okay.
Unbelievable. Let's jump.
Unbelievable.
Oh, quite believable.
I can't
A
believe
little
it.
high, honestly.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little soul too.
Hell,
Quite
hell yeah.
forgiving, really.
Happy
Generous
Father's
score.
Day. We're givers at Straight Chilling. Let's jump over to our Rotten Tomatoes segment, see what the critics and users have to say about Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Rotten Tomatoes segment in which I'm going to get these gentlemen to guess within the best of their abilities what the aggregate positive score is on RottenTomatoes.com for Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare. Starting as we always do with the critic score or the tomatometer, and then moving on to the poopometer or the user score. So in the tomatometer, the critics are counted at 40 reviews, just 40. Keep that in mind as you're making your wagers. I'm going to start with Bob tonight. Bob, out of those 40 reviews, what do you think the critics' aggregate positive score is?
Man, how low can we go? This is gonna be in the toilet low, I think. Definitely not one for the critics. This is way too silly. Critics usually end up shitting all over even like really good, great slashers, and this is not a great slasher. So I'm gonna take like I'll take like a 20, I think.
20 percentile.
Yeah.
Pretty rock bottom there. Soju, would you go even lower? Would you go higher?
I'm tempted. I'm tempted to go lower. It's a hard choice, though. That is quite low. Whew. It's hard because you don't know when these reviews came out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think I will go lower. I think I'll take an 18%.
18%. Trying to hit that 19, huh?
Yes.
Trying to hit
Split
that.
the
I
Trying
don't
to
know
hit
what
that.
you're
That.
implying, but
I thought you were trying to tie. I thought you were trying to.
but it was all
Yeah.
within the legal realm, so I agreed.
What? No. That's
Yeah.
that is entirely in your brain. I will say.
I was just trying to figure out where you're going with it.
I just thought you wanted to tie. Like,
Oh, yes, then yes, that is correct.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
sorry to say he won't get the tie on this one, nor will you
Yes.
get 18 or 19-year-old person. You.
No, Randy, that was your brain.
No, I'm sorry, my friend. That is not the case. Yeah,
Those words
so
were in
the
your
correct
mouth,
answer, you guys are
Randy.
in the right zone. I will say you're in the right
Really?
zone.
The
Just
auto zone.
3 percentage the auto zone, yes. 3 percentage points
All right.
from the correct answer. That correct answer being 23%.
Wow, okay.
I kind of thought you were going to go 25 and maybe get the split that way. That's why I was on the
No,
brain.
it's
Too low.
hard,
I mean,
but we
high, too
were.
high.
I figured you were in the range, so there you go.
Yeah. So congrats to
Nice.
Bob on
Yes.
that.
Victory so sweet.
So it's so sweet,
Oh.
like Skeet Bob.
Oh God.
You found your dream power, man.
What the fuck?
Skeet is your dream power. It's really more of a wet dream power. Let's move over to the
I had
poopometer.
one of those skeet dreams.
That's the sweetest one of those hell skeets, Bob.
Oh God.
Let's move over to the poopometer or the user score. There are 50,000 plus user ratings for this film. 50,000 plus. keep that in mind. And we're going to go in reverse order. Soju, take the first bite of the apple here. What percentage is positive?
I think it might be slightly higher. So I'll say 30%.
Okay, 30% from Soju the man. Bob, bring up the rear here. What are we doing?
Bringing the rear. Definitely higher than the critics. That sample size is substantially larger. And also, fans have fun with this. Some of them do. Some of them are able to enjoy the goofiness it's bringing. Still not going to be like crazy high, I don't imagine. So, give me a 35, please.
35. So we got a 30 and a 35. The correct answer is just 2 percentage points away
Oh,
from one
still
of
in
you.
the same range. All right.
Where you guys are in the right range because the correct answer is
The auto range.
32%, damn near a split. But Soju's going to walk this one by 1 point.
Dude, what was the you glitched out and I did not hear the number, but I heard Justin celebrate, which sucks.
32%.
32.
So you like
30
you were like
deuce, baby.
a hair away from a tie there.
Oh, I know, almost a
Damn.
tie. 30 deuce.
30 deuce.
30 deuce gets you the heat.
Let's read the critics' consensus. It reads as follows. Reducing the once terrifying Dream Reaper into a goofy caricature, this joyless climax will leave audiences hoping Freddy stays dead. Joyless climax
Joyless
is a
climax.
key phrase.
Highlighted.
Underlined, underscored.
Underline
kind
and
of
bold.
Joyless. God.
Let's read a
God.
couple of negative reviews and see if they're any fun. The only novelty in
They better
Freddy's
be.
Dead, the final. What?
They better be fun, Randy. Read the fun
Oh,
ones.
they better
I
be
make no
fun.
promises. The only novelty in Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare, let's hope so, is an indifferent 3D interlude at the end of the Elm Street saga.
Mm.
I like the "let's hope so" in there.
Another joyless climax.
Just another joyless climax. Here's one more. The joke is on the filmmakers. By taking the finality out of death, they've already robbed the genre of its giddy sting. I think that's too highfalutin of a phrase
What?
for this movie.
Is he just talking about because they're in the television
they
screen
don't-
as ghosts or whatever?
No, it's just by taking the finality out of death. I just think that I think it's intimating that it's just being silly with death. Like it's making a joke out of death, so it makes it not scary. It's like, yeah, fucking duh. This is very clearly not taking death seriously. Hasn't for
Another
a while.
joyless climax.
Know all about those, don't you, Bob?
One more
Not-
thing.
Not a day in my life.
No, man, never mind. That's not
Oh,
okay.
man.
Another.
I pre-read it and I was like, I don't know, fuck it. All right, that's it for the Rotten Tomatoes. Bob, trivia? No trivia? What do you think?
There's a little bit left. Let's finish it up.
It's totally time for trivia.
Randy, you mentioned Rachel Talalay. She previously directed Tank Girl as well as this movie, Ghost in the Machine. Other than those feature films, she did like a shitload of television. Still working in TV, honestly. Like if it's a popular TV show, she's directed at least one episode of it. She did just a handful here. I wrote down Riverdale, The Flash, that Sabrina the Teenage Witch Show, Boston Public. Like she's all over the place. So you've probably seen her
Yeah.
TV work and not even realized it. All the cameos, I think we pretty much mentioned them. Johnny Depp, Roseanne Barr, Tom Arnold, Alice Cooper. Also, Iggy Pop sings the title song, which plays during the end credits.
Yeah.
So there's some rock and roll.
I noticed that,
folks.
and that like it bummed me out because that was like the song I hated in this. Like the rest of the songs weren't like bad, but like or like they were very of their time and like they were like I don't know. They had a little bit of 90s charm to them. This one just like sounded terrible for Iggy.
Randy, unbelievable.
And I like him. I like
Who's the
Stooges.
stooge now? Randy.
It me.
This is the last bit that I've got for you here. In the original script, 15-year-old Jacob Johnson, who's son of the previous installment's main character, Alice Johnson, is the main character, and many of the Dream Warriors from A Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors return to aid Jacob in defeating Freddy, and he kills Alice. This idea was later discarded. Peter Jackson also wrote a screenplay that was not used ultimately. His story was about teenagers who did not see Freddy as a threat and took sleeping pills to enter Freddy's world. Peter Jackson's script also included a police officer put into a comatose state to permanently be in Freddy's realm. I guess, yeah, they would take
Holy
sleeping
shit.
pills and just like go
That's
fuck with him.
Did
that's kind of
Peter
cool.
Jackson almost write Talk to Me? But for
Dude.
Freddy?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, good
That
point,
would have been
actually.
fucking awesome, actually.
Yeah, that
Maybe.
sounds
I mean,
cool.
probably not, but it might have been.
Like a SWAT team all takes like it's almost like an aliens kind of thing too. Like we're gonna go fuck with the monster.
We're going
I don't
in.
know.
That would have been
Maybe
kind of
there's
cool.
maybe there's some unobtainium in them dreams that they got to go find. Jake Sully's got to go in there.
You gotta obtain it, but it's unobtainiumable.
Oh
So you
boy.
can't.
Oh,
You can't.
It's a tough one.
oh boy.
It's a real catch 22.
You know, that's a lot like a horror film that should be spoofed by The Simpsons. You know, Avatar is quite scary. They should make a
I'm
treehouse.
afraid.
We did review that one, right? Or
We
I just
did.
watch
That
it?
was
God,
last year, I
sucks
think.
so
It's like
fucking
the
bad.
worst fucking
God.
segment that's ever existed.
It's very bad. It's very bad.
Oh boy.
Thanks, Simpsons.
Boys, we're getting closer and closer to Halloween.
It's
Oh yeah.
right around the corner.
We're
We are getting
close.
closer.
Comes
and
quicker than
closer.
Halloween. Am I right?
Right, Bob.
Ah, yes, another joyless climax. That's all the trivia I've got. Let's talk about our cooter of the week.
Straight chillin'. Gooder of the week.
Juice. What is a cooter and why do we hunt them?
Okay, Cooter's Courage. Type in a straight shillin. Exclusive. Legal exclusive.
Legal exclusive. It's an exclusive, legally speaking.
Legally speaking, exclusive. Cooter has to hit
Our
through
lawyer,
these-
Hugh Janus, has said so.
will sue your ass off.
Man knows
Sue
his-
Janus.
Sue. That's his lovely wife, of course.
Hugh Janus and Sue Janus. The lore gets deeper. He's got a brother, Lou Janus, and a wife, Sue
A
Janus.
lovely wife, Sue Janus. It's
Sue
Hugh-
Janus.
Sue Janus. I don't know.
What the fuck?
I don't know anymore.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Have you
How
heard
could
of
you
our
forget?
podcast?
Lovely Sue. What am I doing? Cooter has to throw these
What
five
am I doing?
points.
Who am I? What is this?
Where am I? What episode is this? 288. Cooter has to hit these 5 points to be considered a cooter. We want the cooter with the most points. I don't know. The points are sexual deviance,
What are the-
manipulation,
what's the points?
smug arrogance, overall looking attire, and overall patheticness. Boys, I think per usual, Freddy Krueger is always will be
Yeah,
a cooter.
he
I
just
think no matter
gets
what,
it.
he's always the cooter. So, is
Perma-cooter.
there anybody else that's a cooter?
I don't know. Like everybody's dressed in their '90s best. That's about it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe like the townsfolk could be counted as like could be collectively talked about.
Collective cooter.
They're a little pathetic for like
they're-
yeah, the kids all got murdered, which is horrible. But
Get
they're
over
all,
it,
Like
little bitch.
they're all
Suck it
psychotic.
up.
Like, and they just didn't. They just stayed there, and then they eat
Just
cockroach
eating roach
now.
pizza like
They're just
loser.
eating roach pizza now. That's the end result of your kids getting all murdered, I guess. Is you just turn into gibbering
Oh,
psychopaths.
must
and you
be
turn
nice
into
to
Roseanne
be
Barr.
The 1%, Randy.
Whoa.
Getting
Yeah,
roach free pizza.
That's my. I'll check my privilege. I'm sorry, everybody.
Oh, I'm
Must
sorry.
be nice.
Must be nice not to eat fucking cockroach pizza and
Didn't
have
know
chain
I had
smoking
an
clowns
option.
at your fair.
Jeez. Why would they still have a bear? Wouldn't it be kind of
I
cool
don't
though?
know.
Why would
All
they still have a bear?
That's I
Wouldn't it
don't
be
What
know.
a good
interesting if
Because
they
it is a
question.
went
set piece.
like It style where Freddy's actually killing kids? I mean, every time they're like 16, 17. Well, they're 30-year-olds playing 16 or
Right,
17
yeah,
year
just
old
like actual
kids. I mean,
That would
children.
be
Yeah.
yeah.
interesting if they actually started going after like preteens or
Children.
younger even.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
kids,
that might be
yeah.
interesting. I mean, they kind of
Anyways.
did that with the Dream Child or whatever, but it was like the one child and then all the adults and
Oh,
teenagers or
maybe
whatever.
I haven't seen that
So
one.
like it doesn't really like he's kind of more of a MacGuffin than he is a character.
Yeah, anyways, I don't know. I don't think there's any cooters here, maybe.
No,
I
I
kind
was gonna suggest Breckenmeyer, but I guess he just says wild shit. He's not really super cootery. He likes to get
well,
high.
Yeah, he
I
gets
don't know.
high. They
I guess
yeah.
you could say fucking. This is another thing that's like it was too dark for this movie. Was I forget her name, but the girl, the
Oh, the
kickboxing girl,
dad.
and her dad,
Yeah,
like
her
that was so
dad.
bleak, and
That
it
was
was
very
like
bleak.
that felt like it was
He
coming
was
from
like
something of
molesting
a real
her.
place,
Yeah.
and
Ugh.
nothing else in this movie felt that way.
Well, no,
I
to be
didn't like
fair,
it.
they did the same. They kind of did the same thing with each one of the teens because, like, Carlos, his mom abused him.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but there's like a
Whatever that
sexual
kid's name.
connotation to that one that's
Sure, yeah,
very
sure,
upsetting.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
very upsetting. Um, I don't know.
I don't know if we can like we don't know the parents, but like I guess you could just lump all the parents in. Like we don't even know
Together.
their names, but yeah, like all the kids' parents for abusing them in
Parents
various
just don't
horrible ways.
understand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they don't get it.
yeah, no,
All
Yeah,
right,
Freddy and other abusive parents, lock them all up.
lock them
yeah.
up.
Lock them
Just
all up.
the adults in this film, pretty much.
The adults. Uh, yeah, I think we got them. Lock them up. Throw away the key. We did it.
Couldn't
We
have
Did
done
did.
it.
it.
We did
We
that.
we did it, but we did it.
We did it.
We done did the damn thing.
Now,
If you don't like it, call our lawyer, Hugh Janus.
you might get
Bob's
his
gonna give you that
assistant
number
Sue
at the end of
Janus,
Hotline Screams.
but
If you'd like to call Hugh Janus, then call this number.
'Have you been
904-638-3231.
misrepresented on your own podcast? Call Hugh
Dude,
Janus and Associates.
I love how deep this Lord's getting.
that would be great, actually. Well, I mean, we're not at the prompts yet in the show, but yes, if you
Sue
need
Janus.
legal representation, call Hugh Janus and leave a voicemail, and we'll be sure
He
he
will
gets
give
it.
you legal
You need
advice.
real legal.
Very legal advice.
Binding
By that
legal
I mean it is legal for him to
advice.
say words and it is legal for you to
It's
hear them.
really cheap too.
It's only $69 a minute.
That's
Oh yeah.
cheap for legal advice.
That's
It's pretty
basically
good.
free.
Pretty good.
But before we get into Hotline Screams, let's talk about what we've been watching this week.
Whoa, Bob.
Hey gang, what you been watching?
Rand Diesel, what have you been watching?
Oh, not a lot still. Like I'm just like I haven't had a ton of cannot say here. Cannot say it. Um yeah, mostly the same things. Like I've been watching more of The Pit. I'm finally caught up in season 2. That show is very, very addictive. I'm gonna reserve judgment on season 2 because season 1 was such a high bar. I'm worried that this one's not gonna stick the landing quite as much, but it's early yet, so we'll see. A little bit of Drew Carey show, like which is nostalgic, and it's probably one of those things that's just like because I grew up with it sort of thing. Um, but so I'm not sure I recommend it to everybody, but I like it. Um, and really like that's those things, and then this one movie that I watched. We watched with a friend last night, documentary rather, called Secret Mall Apartment. Have you guys heard of Secret Mall Apartment?
No.
So
No.
it is about what it sounds like. It's about a group of people who were basically gentrified out of their neighborhood and then found this like little crawl, not even little, like basically in a pretty big space, kind of tucked in between the walls of this major mall development. They found a way in there and they over the course of like 4 years fucking lived there, and they furnished it, and they like had fucking PlayStations and shit in there, like tables and chairs, and they were also like a group of artists. So like I don't know, it was interesting on its face, but then they were really talking about like art in general, and it got my like creative brain thinking pretty hard. It was actually kind of inspiring by the end of it. Um, I really liked it a lot. I would recommend it. It's at least a novelty, if nothing else. But yeah, these guys like they did this whole thing, and they were in this space for over 4 years before it ended. I don't know. Like they have a question about like, is it an art piece? Is it just a fuck you to the man? Is it something else? Like they dissect it in many ways, and then they also talk about their other artistic pursuits, which are also really fucking interesting. So I don't know. A lot of RISD kids. It was in Providence, so a lot of the Rhode Island School of Design uh, cohorts were involved. Um, Pretty interesting movie, and that's really all I got.
They might need legal representation via Hugh Janus. Call in.
Perhaps.
Juice, what you been watching?
Not a whole lot either, a little bit. I watched I wrapped up Mills Island. I know everybody's been wondering. And then they posted on Valentine's Day a reunion show where everybody came back. So I
No.
watched a little bit of that. Haven't finished it yet. So I'll probably finish up the Mills Island reunion show this week.
Ooh, gotta see
Um
where the mills are now.
Gotta see what are they doing? I watched a Korean film called The Day After, which is very good. It's this director who makes like a lot of films. He's made like over 30 films. He makes them like really cheap. They're like $100,000. He makes them really quick. They're really simple. And they've got some interesting elements to it, but it's always about the same thing. It's like this older guy, he runs a business, he's having an affair with the secretary, and his wife finds out. Um, it wasn't that good. But he's a famous the reason he's a famous director in Korea, and like people are really split on his style. So I'm always curious to explore some of his films, but I didn't like this one. I watched that new Anaconda movie, which I did a mini cast on. And the only thing I'll say about it without, spoiling the mini cast or anything like that, but I was just thinking to myself, when is the last time I just watched a comedy? Like really, and even I wouldn't necessarily like just this is like some comedy because it's got some action elements in it and like a little bit of creature feature stuff going on. But I was just like, man, just like never watch a comedy film anymore. Just even older
Like
ones.
new. Oh yeah, really.
Well, I
Okay.
mean, there's just not a lot of just straight comedy
There's
films
not a lot of
coming
new
out,
comedies
new
coming out.
comedy films, but also I just never watched them, even older ones. I just never watch
Mm.
comedy films anymore, which is weird. I just,
I think a lot of people like that's a very much a common thing. I would say check out Naked Gun from last year. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, it
oh,
was
really?
good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe I will then.
it's worth a look. It's very silly, very very
Yeah, I
silly.
just even like older ones, I don't know. I guess when I sit down to think like I'm gonna watch a movie, I never think to myself, I'm really in the mood to watch a comedy. I don't know why.
Yeah,
Hmm. So, anyways, that's all I'll say about that.
Novocaine isn't
And
bad either.
the only other thing I'll mention is shouts outs to my boy Tony. Last year he shot a short film as a DP, and I got to go to his screening, the like premiere screening, on Thursday, I think. And it's a Korean film, so the title is Hanpyeong. But it was good. Like it was actually really good. I liked it a lot, so I'm hoping that the director can submit it to some of these festivals around here, and maybe I'll get to see it again in the upcoming season. But yeah, he did a good job. So shouts
Nice.
Nice.
out. Yeah. That's all I've been watching.
Well, I've been watching a few
Oh, Bob,
things.
yeah, I was forgetting. Bob.
No, no, no,
Sorry.
Bob. We
I'm
don't
so sorry,
care.
Bob.
I
I
see.
forgot you're not
Nobody
Mr.
gives a fuck.
You're not Mr. Me today, Bob.
And
What you been
yet
watching?
another joyless climax.
Yet. What you been watching, Bob? I'm
I've
sure
seen some
interesting things.
shit.
We definitely want to hear about them.
Listen to my things. I've seen them. Um, threw on Mona Lisa and the Blood Moon.
Nice. That we
Nice.
could have been reviewing that
We could have been
today, but
reviewing, but we didn't.
people don't have good taste, I guess.
It's just a movie nobody's fucking heard of. Directed by Anna Lily Amapour,
That was the movie I
from
picked, by the way.
yeah,
Much
a,
a classier film.
a Girl Walks Home Alone at
It's
Night fame.
classy as shit.
I don't know if I would call it classy, but
Yeah,
it is
I would definitely not
enjoyable.
call it that.
Very much a New Orleans film, so I threw it on because Mardi Gras
Oh,
is
nice, yeah.
Tuesday. Was in the mood for that. Still holds up pretty good. Did a double feature on Valentine's night of My Bloody Valentine, classic slasher, of course, and Hitch, not a classic slasher,
No.
but a rom-com that holds up pretty good, I think, with
All
Will
right.
Smith in it and Kevin James. Pretty funny. And then also similar to Randy, we've been watching season 2 of The Pit. Not fully caught up yet. I think I got like two more. I'm on episode 5, I think. Still good so far. So enjoying that television show. Again, the gore, like the
Yeah.
bloody shit that happens in this emergency room is just tough to watch. It
Yeah.
it far outpaces the horror movies we review. No
For sure. There's something
contest.
about the clinical setting and like the devotion to realism in that show that makes it feel like it makes me squirm
Yeah.
like I'm watching a surgical show, which I like I said is the only time that I really react to gore is when it's like viscerally real.
Dude, there's some shit that would make Justin pass out. Legit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boys, I'm trying to watch The Pit. I just keep asking.
Dude. Yeah.
Oh man, I don't think
You
I'm
should
gonna be
you
watching
should
that
live
one.
stream yourself watching that show. I think that that would be amazing content.
Just your
Probably.
reaction would be very enjoyable to watch. Um, that's really all I've been watching this week. We don't have any voicemails for our Hotline Scream segment, but if you guys are listening and would like to call and leave a voicemail to be featured on next week's show, hit us up at 904-638-3231. Like we already mentioned, if you need legal representation from the law offices of Hugh Janus, Lou Sanus, Hugh Flanus, etc., etc., call in. Hugh Janus. Size does matter, I believe, is what it says on his business card. Let him know what you need
And
help with, and he will help you out. I also wanted to throw. Well, Rainey, tell us what movie we're watching next week. Cue that up.
yeah, next week I get a bit of a takeover week where I'm
Whoa.
suggesting
Oh.
that we watch a film I have not yet seen, but I have been hearing some wonderful things about. And actually, our good friend on the Slack librarian kind of put it over the edge. We're going to watch The Empty Mang, which was a 2024 release, I want to say. And I've just been hearing buzz that it's
Oh,
actually
I
quite
was looking
good.
at one released in 2020, so I need to clarify which one that is.
I'll double check, but I
I think
thought it
the
was pretty good.
2021 is what you want, but it also sat around for a while. I don't know that it actually was released in 2020, but
Oh, okay.
that's the
That's
one.
the one.
Yeah.
Okay, it just happens. It was David Pryor
I'll have to look.
as
The
the director.
Empty Man. It's the
Again, have
Empty
not seen it.
Man. Just to be clear, we keep
It does
saying
say
Mang.
2020 on IMDb. Yeah, that is the one I'm
Okay,
thinking of.
released in
So
the midst of the COVID
David Pryor.
pandemic. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
David
So
Pryor. Okay, I
I
just
guess
want
I
to
had
make
that
sure I'm
wrong.
watching the
My
right
bad.
one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've been hearing good things about this being kind of a sleeper hit for people. Or not hit, but it's a movie that people are like
A
surprised
hidden
and
gem,
hidden gem.
perhaps?
Yeah. There you go. That works. So
Runtime
I wanted to give it a try.
137 minutes. Here we go.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Here
It
we
is
go. I'll start watching today, number 7. What day
it's
is that? Monday.
streaming on I think it's on Hulu right now.
Okay,
So
maybe
if
it's on
you've
my
got
Disney
that.
Plus then. Okay, good.
But yeah, it's streamable. I don't think it has a physical release at all, to my
Hmm.
knowledge. So you got
Too
to
bad,
stream it
Bob.
or
Too
download
bad.
it or whatever. But yeah, so I wanted to throw out another prompt based on that selection for Randy's takeover week. If you got any hidden gems you want to throw out there, stuff that
Yeah,
nobody really
educate
talks about,
us.
or yeah, let us know. Call in with some hidden gems. What are your
We're
recs?
empty men. We need to be filled with hidden
Fill us.
gems.
with gems.
Fill me with your gems.
Fill
man.
me with
I
gems.
can't believe we just went through a Valentine's weekend and nobody called in with their Hotline Kings. Damn.
Yeah, we didn't
Can't
ask for
striking
them,
out this
but
believe
it should be assumed that we're always wanting
that.
them.
Yeah, I always want you to hear about your kinks.
Let us know. You
Yeah,
know
did you
what?
try anything new this past Valentine's
Yeah.
weekend? Anything that was
How freaky was
exciting?
How freaky was your weekend? Let us know. What did
In
you
Did
get
you get
into?
detail.
done, dudes?
Or what got into you? Let us
Oh
know.
boy.
What's still in you is the
Oh
question.
boy.
Randy.
Do you need to go to the hospital? Does Noah Wiley need to make a house call?
Do you need to go to the hit?
And yet another joyless climax. It won't get out of me. It's still in me. Call
Oh,
in
God.
904-638-3231. We got a lot of prompts for you. Hit us up.
Yes.
Hit us up. Let us
Hit
know.
Please hit us
up.
up.
Check out The
We're
Empty Man
lonely.
from 2020. Get ready for next week's show. Make Randy real happy. Watch his wreck. Until then, everybody, please keep chilling.
Nice hearing from you, Carlos.